Breaking down all your forecast details coming up.
And Santa is coming to town soon.
Santa is
Very
coming
soon.
to town very, very soon. I mean, it finally felt like Christmas that we eventually got there just last week. That's something we were rooting for the month prior. Instead, it came a little delayed, and now we're going to quickly jump into spring just by the time we get further along into the end of this week. So a changing forecast is ahead of us, especially in comparison to what we saw last week when we got down to 6 degrees for our overnight low in Mobile. And by the time we get further on towards the weekend, we could be seeing some of those daytime highs closer towards the mid 70s for our inland area. So we're used to living here on the Gulf Coast. We're used to these roller coaster of forecasts, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing by the time we end out January and begin February. Now, satellite and radar all across the Gulf Coast, what we're starting to see is just some of that cloud cover. The good news, look at all these rain showers. They're beginning to turn lighter and lighter as they track further off towards the east. And so what we're starting to see is just more of those drying conditions in the wake of some of this rain as it begins to just really begin push out of here. So really Washington, Clark County beginning to show major improvements closer towards Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson, Chatham, just turning dry, but still gray, gloomy, and overcast with some of those skies. Monroeville, Franklin starting to look a lot better, along with Evergreen. That moderate rainfall is beginning to push further off towards the east. And then Mobile, Baldwin counties, it's been mostly quiet. We saw some of those showers earlier. Meteorologist Matt Barentine was tracking some of those during Good Day Gulf Coast. Now it's mainly closer towards Mount Vernon, even Citronelle looking a lot better. Tensas just starting to see some of that light rain. And then also the Florida Panhandle, majority of that staying on the north side of I-10. Coastal areas staying quiet. It's just not the prettiest beginning to this brand new week. Now, the estimated rainfall over the past 24 hours, closer towards that ½ inch up to an inch for our inland spots. We've been seeing the majority of that rain closer towards central Mobile, Baldwin counties in the Florida Panhandle, just those trace amounts, and then staying mostly quiet closer towards the coastal spots. But the good news, the rain chances will only continue to drop off heading into this afternoon and this evening. Now, coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to be talking more about your forecast, what I'm tracking with those above average spring-like temperatures, and hey, even looking ahead to this upcoming weekend. All of those details are coming up in just a little bit. Joe. And taking another look at your forecast, it's going to be a live view outside down in Orange Beach. What we're starting to see is some of those gray, gloomy, overcast skies. You can still start to see a few folks out there just taking a nice stroll along the water, just soaking up some of these warmer temperatures out there. But hey, that trend is only going to go up for the week ahead of us. I'll be talking more about what you can expect towards the end of the week with daytime highs in the 70s. That's coming up when we come back.
It's like all in moderation, right? But as we've been talking about this year, for me, I'm thinking about adding stuff, adding more protein, trying to add more water than to take away, because with Studio 10, it's literally impossible.
That's a theory.
Right, adding rather than taking away.
Add to it, and then I also think it's little steps. I think when it comes to the new year, everyone just tries to cut everything bad out, and it has to come in moderation, little steps at a time, one thing after the other.
Like we got the pint-sized Bluebell instead of the half-gallon.
There you go.
Little steps, and especially we go right into Mardi Gras season, then we go right into Easter after that, and so it's just a constant cycle. But let's go ahead and talk more about your forecast at this time. Just a reminder, right now is a great time to download the Fox 10 weather app. That way you can stay updated with the forecast. We do update these forecast videos for you daily. We do have Matt up at the top just talking about what he's tracking in the long range. He had a look at your Futurecast earlier today. Plus also you can track along with some of these showers. We do have radar and Futurecast built in here, and so this is going to be a look at that Futurecast. To be able to change it, you're just going to press that box right down there. It says future, and you can go to past, and then it can be past plus future. Just that way you can help time things out in the short range in case you do have any of those outdoor plans. But let's go ahead and take another look at your forecast. Gray, gloomy, not the prettiest look down in Orange Beach, but hey, we still have a nice glow to the Gulf Coast waters out there. Temperatures just resting in the mid 60s with seeing that increase in those dew points, increase in the humidity. For the rest of today, that cloud cover will be sticking around, temperatures maxing out mid 60s, a little bit above average. But also looking ahead, again, if you saw that viral post on February 6th, it's not looking likely. Instead, February 4th to February 10th, we have high chances to see warmer than normal temperatures. As always, be careful what you see and share on social media. Check in with your local meteorologist. Instead, looks like we could see more of those 70s. I'll have a final look at your forecast, plus also 3 to know before you go. A live view outside on Dauphin Island. We'll be back after this.
Cool stuff.
my old stomping grounds, the Twin Cities is where I went to college.
Hey, the good old days.
Hey, all right.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good Monday.